everyone to another edition of the Prospect Office show. We've got two exciting guests here today, two of the budding stars in the European League of Football. First, we got quarterback Zach Edwards for the Barcelona Dragons, the dominant Saint Scholastica quarterback, threw for over 90 touchdowns and 9,000 yards in just 36 games, then moved to Spain's LNFA Series B League, where he led the Pioneers to a 6-0 record, and then he is now the quarterback of the Barcelona Dragons. We've also got with us Jéan Constant, one of his wide receivers, the former Stony Brook and Bryant University wide receiver, had a tremendous career in college, and he was a Phil Steele All-American. He's now one of the star players for the Barcelona Dragons. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. How's everyone's health? How's everyone doing today?
Hey, appreciate you guys having us on, man. It's an honor to be on here. I've been following you guys on Twitter, so appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for hopping on, both of you, and we're just continuing to, having European people take over the show, which you just love to see. First question for you, Zach. How was the transition for you moving from Minnesota to Spain? Obviously, you moved earlier than if you were already playing in Spain. What was sort of, you can talk about one of the biggest hurdles that you had to overcome moving countries?
I think the biggest thing is it's very far away from home. It's a lot different than Minnesota too. Minnesota used to long winters, short summers, but out here it's kind of the same year round. So it's been a big change weather-wise, but I'm loving it. Being away from home is obviously hard at times, but a lot of good people out here make you feel right at home. So I'm enjoying my time.
Absolutely. Is it Wisconsin or Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Oh, Pat, what are you doing there, man? No,
Pat in the chat.
We got Coach. Yeah, we got Coach Pat here in the chat. Pat's a good friend of mine. He was on the show last week. That's how we got connected here. For both of you guys here, how did you guys find out about the ELF? What was like your draw to get into it?
I didn't find out until after I, officially signed with the Barcelona Dragons. So I was getting ready to go to the GFL, and I was getting ready to sign with this team, and they really were interested in having me over. One of their U.S. imports kind of opted out because of COVID, but then opted back in. So they can only have a limited amount of American players. So they decided to move in a different direction just because they're familiar with the guy. And then 6 hours later after that happened, Bart hit me up, and back then it was the Gladiators. And I was like, what the hell are the Gladiators? And he's talking to me. He introduced me to the ELF. I got on the phone with Coach Rita. And, after I got off the phone with him, I was like, man, I was just speaking to a legend, a CFL legend coach. So I went and did my research, and, I saw what they were doing, and, it looks great. You can see it on TV right now. It looks official. So I learned about it pretty late, but once I got on board, I was full up.
And Zach, same thing kind of for you. How did you get the idea? When did you think like, hey, I'm gonna go over to Europe and play football there?
So coming out of college, obviously things hit the fan with COVID, so there weren't many opportunities presenting themselves in the States, especially. So actually, our GM, Barty, he reached out to me for the Pioneers. So that's kind of how I got involved with him. And then throughout the season, the Pioneers, he just kind of stayed in my ear if I'd be interested in staying out here longer, helping him get this Dragons thing going. So I was super excited about it. So I was with him pretty much all year. So I kind of got to go through it with him, hear the ups and downs of the process. And I was more than excited to be on board with them and get the season rolling. So.
Absolutely. And Jéan, I was really excited doing some research on you that I got to talk to you a little bit about the hometown I've got right here, right next to Stony Brook, basically. But how was you went from Bryan, you were a grad transfer over at Stony Brook. How would you compare the transition from like Bryan to Stony Brook to then Stony Brook to the professional leagues overseas?
Yeah. So at Bryan, I enjoyed my time there. It was very different from Stony Brook. It was a small school, about 4,000 undergrad. And, I spent 4 years over there. there was a lot of coaching changes. I had like 3 head coaches within 4 years over there. So once I became a senior, I redshirted my freshman year. So once I became a senior and had an option to stay or go elsewhere, I just decided I wanted something a little bit different. I wanted to go to a little bigger school, somewhere, where football was big emphasis at the school. So I landed with Stony Brook. It was between Stony Brook or Buffalo, and I didn't want to go to Buffalo. Florida kid didn't want to go all the way up to Buffalo. So I decided to go to Stony Brook. It was all love over there. I spent 6 months over there, but I would say it was like the best 6 months when it comes to football wise. Because not to say anything about Bryan or anything, but the guys aligned with my goals a lot more. A lot of guys had the aspiration to play in the bigger leagues and things like that. So it kind of gelled well. So after that, sat around, started working insurance a little bit, but I knew I wanted to get back on the field because of COVID. But last thing I wanted to do is go like 2 years not playing football. So when the ELF presented itself in the Barcelona Dragons called me, I was like, let's go.
And Zach, you guys, the start of the season obviously didn't go as you guys hoped, but we talked to Pat last week, and he's confident. We're confident you guys are going to turn it around. You guys just had a bye week. What were some of the main things you were looking at in the bye week to get better?
We just got to focus on ourselves. Honestly, we think that there's a lot of things that we do well, and there's a lot of little things that we've kind of tripped over in the first couple of weeks. Just small little details that we can take care of ourselves in house. So we got to make sure we take care of those, clean up the little things, and we think we can do some real damage in this league. And obviously, we're proving it week in and week out that we can compete, but we can't finish. So we got to get the ball in the end zone. We got to continue to make plays, and I think we can do some really good things moving forward. But we just got to piece it together and finish.
Yeah, and we're obviously, like I said before, pretty good friends with Pat Wennon. Obviously, one of the up and coming coaches, I think in the world, but definitely doing some great things over there with Barcelona. How has the coaching staff helped you guys? Really, because what Pat was telling us is you guys basically were brought together, and just a couple of months later, you're expected to play games. Well, some other teams have been together for years. So how important has it been to have a good coaching staff to really get you guys together?
Yeah, they do a lot of good things for us. There's a lot of really hardworking guys on our coaching staff that really care about us too, which is a big thing. They're trying to put us in the best position to be successful, whether that's play calls, practice scripts, everything. They're trying to do everything they can to prepare us for the game on Saturday or Sunday. But more than anything, I think just their effort. They're away from their homes too. We have a mostly American coaching staff, so we're kind of in this together. Coach Pat, obviously he's from Florida. Coach Rita and Coach Bob are from, I guess, Canada / Hawaii, kind of both. But yeah, so they're a long ways away from home too. So they can pretty much do anything that they want to do, but they're out here giving their time to us, and we respect that, and we know that they respect us for working hard too. So.
And watching your guys film, watching a couple of games, I mean, it's pretty obvious, Gene. You're the main guy. A lot of the passes go to you in the offense, and so sort of for both of you, Gene, you can go first. How much fun or how much of a challenge is it to be sort of the featured guy in a passing attack? And Zach, how important is it for you to have a go-to target in the offense?
Yeah, I don't take it for granted. Coaches put us in great positions to be successful. I never take anything like that for granted. But it's not just me; it's the guys on the opposite side of me. If it was just me, it would be a lot tougher. But we got Remy, Mario, Martin, got guys coming in, making plays where it helps me make plays as well. So it's not just me; it's a team effort, collaborative effort. And Zach over here, we had an instant connection since day one, since I got here for training camp. So it's been great.
And yeah, just to answer that from my perspective, obviously having playmakers on your team makes my job a lot easier. Being able to have someone that you can trust that's going to be in the right spot, and somebody that when things are kind of hitting the fence, that you can trust to put a ball up you know that he's got a good chance to come down with it. It makes playing quarterback a lot easier. But like you said, there's a lot of good dudes out there. Remy, Mario, Martin, those guys are making plays that allow him to get open, and he's doing a lot of things that allows those guys to get open. So I think just as an offense, we do a really good job cumulatively working for each other. Coach Papal always calls it the big mama route. We do a lot of routes to get other guys open, and we do a lot of things to feed each other. So we're working together as one. But yeah, obviously this guy right here, he helps me out a lot. So definitely don't take him for granted.
And obviously, you guys are playing at one of the highest levels in the world right now, and props to you guys for that. Are there any short-term or long-term goals that really drive you guys, whether it be getting eventually to the league or winning an ELF championship? Are there anything that really like sticks in your mind and drives you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I like to take things day by day, but obviously everyone's dreaming like you in yourself if you wouldn't want to play in the NFL. So that is the ultimate goal. But there's other things that you can strive for to reach at the moment, like winning some games, getting the opportunity to win a championship here, or playing in the All-Star game that they just presented, which seems pretty cool. So things like that. So there's a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing for me is just keep striving to get better. Hopefully opportunities continue to present themselves, but kind of got to stay in the moment and just make the most of the opportunities that we're given right now. And I know I'm for sure blessed to be able to play at this level. But yeah, I mean, I hope to continue to grow, get better, and continue to move up if possible. But short term, yeah, we got to win a game first. So we gotta continue to do our thing, score touchdowns, and put a couple of W's in that column.
And Jéan, since you were over in Europe from a football perspective, what would you say if you would have to pick one thing? What would you say has been the one thing you've really gotten a lot better at since making the trip across the pond?
What I haven't got better at is my Spanish. I'm still working on that. But as far as playing here in Europe, is just understanding the game better. We got these CFL coaches. They bring different terminologies to the table. Because they speak a different language. But football is all the same here. But just adjusting to the way they speak football and the way they understand football has been the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I got to give a quick shout out here to Dowell, who's in the chat. He I guess he's watched some interviews before because he's spoiling a little bit of what the next questions are. We every time we have people on, we always ask them favorite food place in their wherever your new place, whether it be you went to college or you got drafted somewhere. So, question to both you guys: is there like a go-to place for you guys in Barcelona? Or I think Pat was saying you guys are right outside Barcelona, but is there a go-to place food-wise that you always got to hit?
I don't know. That's a tough question. So we technically live in Salou, which is probably 45 minutes to an hour south of Barcelona. So we actually don't get to spend too much time in Barcelona, but I don't know. Food spot in Salou. We like to mix it up. We like to try new things. To be honest, we probably end up at Burger King more than not, but it's close. It's right by the house, so we eat Burger King. But there's a couple good restaurants around here that we like to try. There's a whole strip of them right on the beach. I think we've honestly popped into almost all of them. So some good stuff around here. Definitely good spot to visit.
You guys have any paella yet? I'm 99% sure that's how you say it. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And, sorry, say that again.
Paella?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it either. That's my guess. That's how I hear it.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Gee, well, if you would have to pick one person that was the biggest positive influence on your career, who would that be and why?
So my favorite pro athlete would have to be Kevin Hester, but as far as just an individual person, it would be my brother. My brother Jéan Constant. He used to play football. He used to play cornerback back in his time. He's only 3-4 years older than me, but he stopped playing football to help around the house and started working early. But, you know, the guy stays on top of me. He watches all my practice film. I send him all my clips. He's my biggest critic and my biggest fan. So I would say my brother Richard. So,
Zach, same question to you.
That's tough. I think, honestly, biggest inspiration for me, I loved watching a lot of different quarterbacks growing up from, like, a player perspective. But my favorite athlete was always Adrian Peterson. Being from Minnesota, just turning on the Vikings game every Sunday and watching Adrian Peterson go crazy from like 08 to like 15. That was definitely my favorite athlete growing up. But who inspired me? Probably my grandparents. They've always been my biggest fans, whether it's been whatever sport I play. They've always been in the stands cheering me on. So having them to fall back on and knowing that they're watching, it's a good feeling. So keep playing for them.
And Zach, for you, if you were not playing football, what would you be doing?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. I don't know what I'm going to do after football. Probably coaching football, maybe. I got my degree in marketing, but I'd like to think I'm a decently artistic person. So I used to customize cleats. I used to do all that kind of drawing on my cleats and stuff back in the day. And I recently got into tattooing, during quarantine. So maybe I'd be a tattoo artist. I have no idea.
Yeah, and Jéan, for you, while you were here in Long Island, did you get to try the Long Island pizza? And can you please confirm for me that it's the best pizza in the world? Because people don't believe it.
Without a doubt.
Right?
The pizza in New York is great, without a doubt.
No one believes me.
I would say Connecticut is second. But yeah, the pizza in New York is the best.
Thank
that
you.
and the bagel breakfast.
We gotta. Where's better food in Barcelona and Spain or over in the U.S.?
I would say the U.S.
I'm
biased. We might be biased.
They don't have ChickfilA out here, so
yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I could go that long without ChickfilA.
I'm missing it too. I keep telling my friends because I'm in Germany, hey, you guys should like find a way to send me over a couple of spicy chicken sandwiches. And they're like, yeah, it's not gonna work. But I keep asking, maybe someday it's like a 2-day shipping thing with a drone or something. Can heat it up back here.
Yeah, good luck to you, man. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to get the Chick-fil-A out to you. But last kind of question for the both of you here, and I'll give you each a chance to answer it. If we were the GM of the team that brings you in, or that brings you in next, or the GM of the Barcelona Dragons, you can even imagine us as, what kind of player do we bring into the building? But what kind of person are we bringing into our community? Jéan, you want to go first, or Zach? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure. A guy with high energy. A guy that loves to practice first. So a lot of people love the Saturdays or Sundays, the reward. I like the grind. I like going out there the week. Hurt, limped up, it doesn't matter. I have to practice. So a guy that really focuses on practicing in his craft, and a very likable guy, someone that's always talking to everyone, not trying to outcast anyone, leave anyone out. And I have to mention that Zach and myself got elected captain amongst our peers, so pretty excited about that.
That's awesome, Zach. What about for you?
I think I'm somebody that just brings a good high character person into your building. I think I can bring some great leadership qualities from a standpoint of toughness, leading by example. I'm trying to always be the guy, the first person there, last person to leave. Trying to set the example for whoever's around me, whether it's old guys, young guys. Trying to be somebody that people can look at and be like, that's how you practice, that's how you play games, that's how you finish drills. That's how you go about being a professional and trying to be the best at what you can do. And that's definitely something I always strive to be. Try to be the best every day. Trying to get better at any time possible. And then on top of that, I think I'm a sponge. I'm always trying to learn from people. Whenever you're trying to stop learning, you're done for. So trying to take in as much information that I can from Coach Rita, Coach Papao, guys that have had so much experience at an extremely high level. So I'm trying to take it all in from those guys. learn as much as I possibly can, and help me moving forward. So.
And Zach and Gene, thanks so much for coming on, hopping on, answering our questions. Really easy to root for. You know, I said I was going to root for Frankfurt because that's the team closest
join
to
the
me.
Dragons fan
But
base.
we had Pat on, you know, with you two. You guys might have flipped me, but anyways, where can the rest of the people watch it? Follow you guys on whether that's Twitter, Instagram, just so they can follow your story and follow your story through the ELF or whatever league, whatever life path it takes you.
We appreciate you guys having us on. It's been a lot of fun, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and we got to get everyone joining the Dragons fan base here. Do you guys have social media for them to follow? I think we did tweet out your social medias if people follow our account. But if you guys want to plug it here, just in case they're not following.
Yeah, so I'm Magic Zach _11 on both Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, same here. Jéan Constant 2 on Twitter and Instagram.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. Everyone who's watching knows I'm self-proclaimed #1 Dragons fan in the U.S. I don't know. Your families might be able to say something else about that, but I claim myself as #1. But thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it, and good luck. Go get one in the win column, and then put some together. Let's win this thing. Come on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes,
Let's do it. Appreciate you guys, for real. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thanks
so much,
for hopping
guys.
on, guys.
And we'll be back on Saturday for another show. So stay locked on the NFL Draft Bible and all that's been going on there. I just talked with Rick. Everything's going great. So let's keep locked on the NFLDraftBible.com. Lorenz, any final words before we get out of here?
No, just thanks again to Zach and Gene. Excited for the Saturday show. Got some summer scouting coming for you guys. Keep it locked here on the show. Go follow the TikTok and whatever else we got. And go check out the articles, NFLDraftBible.com. We'll talk to you guys Saturday.
All right, have a good one.